Happy Friday.
Happy
On call with
Friday.
China Doll. Good evening. How are we? Got a special guest with me today.
Hey.
Were you talking? Oh no, I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can. We
Hey,
got Meg in the
hey.
building. My BFF. Shout out to Meg. It's her
What's
birthday.
up? Yes, it is. 30.
The big 30.
Yeah, girl.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling like I can't believe it. I'm like, how did I get here? But I
Like it
feel good
flashed
though.
before your eyes?
Yeah. Like, I don't even know where my 20s went,
Bro,
which is a
I
good,
feel like
I
that
feel
after
like
I
a
turned
good and a
25.
bad thing. You're right. I agree.
That's, that shit just flew. I
Yeah.
don't even remember those years.
Not at all. I feel like, and birthdays are not the same. Like, remember when it was like, yo, my birthday's coming up, big turn up.
We
Now
still
you're
get a
like,
turn for your birthday though. So
we are. We are. We have to.
30 is a big deal.
It is. So
But
they
they say
say.
30s is the new.
Wait, what?
They say 30s is the new 20s.
Is it? Well, I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope
the
so.
generation after us don't look the same. Like the 30-year-olds now look mad young compared to the 20-year-olds. So
Yeah. So
that's
then
a
I'm
good thing for
excited.
us. But it's your first time on here, so you want to give a little bit about you, some
Mm.
of your background,
Hmm. Okay. Well, what do you want to know? My background.
whatever you like to share.
Okay, so my name is Meg. I have two kids. Two. It's still surreal to
Two,
say two kids, two girls. One is 9 and one is going to be 3 months.
how's it
And
feel being a new time mom again?
um it's different. Oh, it's different. The light is censored. But yeah, it's different. It's like I'm still trying to get used to saying kids because it's been my daughter for the longest.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, I'm happy for sure. I'm happy that she's here. I feel like my pregnancy was a little difficult, but no pregnancies are the
well,
same.
the body
Just
changes
like,
once you get older.
yeah, that's why I
That
can't
could
believe
be
I'm
it.
30. I'm like, is my body breaking down? Like, what's going on here?
Snap, crackle, and popping.
Yeah, girl, it's the knees. They went
It's,
first.
it's the knees. Damn, I needed that Meg the Stallion clip
Yo,
on standby when
I used to
they
get that
played
all
it
the
when we was in
time.
AC.
Oh, yes.
Um, but I know that you were on with us on TV. If y'all follow our TV podcast, that's on Thursdays. Listen to the episode from yesterday. It was pretty interesting. Basically, like how long is too long to be engaged? And I'm gonna ask you that question since you with me today. But yesterday's conversation was definitely interesting, so definitely check that out if you haven't. Um, yeah, TV on Thursdays at 8:30. Shout out to Joe and Reflex Radio. Make sure you got that app too. Usually it streams are on the radio, but I couldn't get it to play for some reason. But back to the question: how long do you think is too long
Hmm.
for your
Um,
partner to ask you to marry them?
oh, to ask you to marry them?
Yeah, like how long you waiting?
Oh, okay. That's an interesting question, right? Realistically speaking, I'm gonna answer it like this.
Uh huh.
Once I found who I want, who I am, and I understood what I wanted, I feel
Hmm.
like having to wait 3, 4, the fifth year mark, I think, is where it's like, okay, like what's going on? And the reason why I
Really?
say that is because, yes, I know maybe it's going to be a different take, but the reason why I say that is because there's so many different things that might come up that might essentially prevent it. Maybe you guys speak about it and you agree that that's where you guys are headed and you're, getting to it, but maybe there are things that's preventing you from that particular sealing the deal in regard to, will you marry me? But I think 5 years is wild is long, but I think that that 5th year mark is where you should be like, okay, so what are we doing?
Got it. So there was a TikTok video we came across about guys having that conversation, and
Mhm.
they were saying guys know soon,
Mm.
and they said 5 years way too long. You should already been out if they haven't asked you to marry you. The only thing is that guys play like they don't know, but they already know 6 months to a year in
Mm.
if they want to marry you or not.
I've definitely heard that for sure. I've heard that for sure. It's kind of
Yes,
like it's crazy when you think about it. If you were with somebody for a long time and that didn't happen, you're like
bro.
wasting my time, sir. But yeah, I've definitely heard that. And also I'm engaged, so I've heard that from my fiance as well. Like
See,
we
he
know.
knew. He popped the question as soon as
Yes.
he knew. He wasn't playing no games. He said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this for the rest of my life." That makes sense. No, that's cool. So it was definitely now because I brought it up like now in my
Hmm.
30s. Um, I'm not dating just to date. If I even do date, right? Like dating with the
Hmm.
intention of getting married.
Right.
So they asked me yesterday how long. I'm not. If it's by a year and we not having any kind of conversation that's going anywhere, like I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm not wasting my time. But that segues into what I wanted to cover today because I came across some TikToks with some odd reasons of
Hmm.
people just ghosting people. Yes. So I don't know if you be listening. Oh, I know you listen to War of the Roses. Anyone listening, you go on TikTok, War of the Roses clips. But I also listen to, I think it's Alice and Jack's show,
Yes,
and
yes.
they do Left on Red segments. And some of
You're the
these
one who put me
reasons,
on.
bro,
Is
it
wild.
doesn't make sense to me. Make it make sense.
It doesn't.
Um, so the clip I seen today, a guy called in. He's like, I've been seeing Shorty for a little bit, right? We
Hmm.
were hanging out. We were even planning a trip to go on a vacation, and um, next thing you know, she just goes home and then has not responded to me. And they were asking him like, "Well, did anything happen? Anything out the ordinary?" Nah, he's like, "Nothing. Everything was normal." Blah blah blah. So they get her on the phone,
Hmm.
and the she answers, and they were like, "This is the Alex and Jake show, whatever."
Hmm.
And she's like, "Okay," and they just go straight to it, like, "Oh, you know, so and so, what happened to your Mexico trip?" And she's like,
Just jumped right in.
"I've been avoiding him," and they were like, "Okay, why?" She said the day like they were chilling, she asked to borrow his phone because her phone died.
Hmm.
And I guess when she went to go look something up, like on his browser, his porn site was open.
Okay.
And she said the porn was something she's never seen in her life. That body parts she didn't even know can go in certain places. She just closed the phone, didn't say anything, act like nothing, and then was like, nah, I'm not fit. And never just responded to him again.
Did she go into specifics of what it was? Because now I'm curious.
Yo, that was my question at first. Cause like, okay,
What
what
is it?
kind of porn would you really be like,
Right.
nah, I'm not fucking with you? Um, so they were trying to get into it, and basically it was like a dom and sub
Okay.
scenario, like dominatrix sub, and
Hmm. Hmm.
it seemed like he was the sub, like he liked to watch like male subs with woman dominatrix,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
they're listening on the other line, so he's just like, he came out of nowhere and was like, "Are you for real? Like that's just a fantasy."
Oh
And in my
my
head, I'm just like, is that
God.
a real reason to like not answer
I mean,
somebody
I
fucking back?
feel, yeah, I don't think so. I think that that comes with, I'm gonna just say, like maturity, or maybe she just was weirded out, freaked out. Maybe she didn't know what that was, and she was like, "Hold up." But I feel like that should have been a conversation. That's kind of like, damn, really?
Especially if you're already talking to each other 3 weeks plus. It's like
Yeah.
that. It wasn't like, oh, this is my first time meeting you. I asked to borrow your phone and I see some wild ass
And
porn.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
Hmm.
Or to me it would have been like, God forbid it was like some shit that you shouldn't be looking at, like
Right.
underage, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Then
mm-hmm.
you don't deserve any kind of fucking explanation. But people have sexual fantasies. People are into things. Doesn't
And
mean
maybe
that
he
you
wasn't
have to
comfortable.
be into them.
Yeah. Or even think about it. Maybe he wasn't comfortable enough to bring it up. And rightfully so, because look, she ghosted him. So
Because
that's
what she said was
definitely
like, oh, I want advice from my friends. But then if I tell my friends this is the porn he's into and I stay with him, they're always going to know that about him. What do you think about that?
um well, I feel like realistically, you always have, or me personally, I feel like you have to have that one friend that you can confide in. Maybe you might not tell your whole group of friends, but you might tell that
Facts.
one
I wouldn't tell the
friend.
whole group.
Yeah, like, and that's something you and your friend understood. You guys could talk about it, and then
Yeah.
it be what it is. It doesn't have to be publicly known because it is a little
Yeah.
weird, especially if you guys are gonna go out and stuff. So
I mean,
I'm
at the end of the day, your friends are not fucking him. So,
right. Bingo.
you know
Yeah,
what
I
I
don't
mean?
know. Yeah.
So it's like, even if you were weirded out, just have that conversation because for the other person, that's not fair. They're over here lost. Like, what the fuck happened? Everything was great. We're planning a whole trip together, and you just be out,
Right. And so
done,
you thought
disappeared.
everything was okay.
See you later. Um. So then it got me thinking of like all the other reasons I've heard that people just be ghosts, and
Hmm.
you can have an adult conversation.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So when I brought it up to Val, shout out to Val, yesterday, she then was like, well, I brought up my story. Well, I'll get into it in a second.
Right.
Um, she's like, damn, maybe I should stop ghosting because that's fucked up. I mean, if he's a creep, I get it, ghost.
Yeah.
But like, if things are okay and there's just something you're not rocking with, just tell them
Yeah. I would say I've had my fair share of
of ghosting.
ghosting. But that was back when I was different mindset. So it's
Okay, what would you
definitely, I
say your
feel like
reasons for
you
ghosting was back then?
um so flat out saying
Yeah,
I was not in the right headspace and I was with somebody but wasn't really with them, what was with them. And I just,
situationship.
it was right, it was a situationship and I just took time to like entertain myself. And then when I didn't want to anymore, I just said, see you later.
You didn't say anything technically, but
Yeah,
um, that's
that was
hilarious.
basically it.
Now I
But
get
I
that.
just
Like
didn't want
I've
to owe
had
anybody any explanation.
creeps, right? People that'd be like, "Well, you're a fucking weirdo," and be out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I do feel like if it's not nothing wrong, then you should at least say something. So, does Nate want to say something?
Oh no, it's he's actually holding the baby.
Oh,
Yeah.
um,
But I feel like he should be in this because he always has some type of commentary.
has he ghosted somebody? I feel
Have you
like
ghosted somebody?
guys do be ghosting.
Ghosting somebody, like when you're talking to them, you might be like trying to get to know them and then you just stop talking to them or you block them. You can say I think so, maybe once.
I think. So. I mean, it happens, right? Like it is what it
Hmm.
is. But I feel like when you meet somebody, you portray yourself of like, "Hey, I'm dating because I want to see where this goes. I like where this goes," and
Hmm.
then you're promising like future plans to then disappear. You're a piece of shit.
Yes. There's a lot of people who are unfortunately like that though.
Plain and
It's
simple.
just it's a
Like I'd
waste of
rather you tell
time.
me I want to go back to my ex girl. Like, cool, makes sense. Got it. Good luck.
Yep.
It is what it is.
But
But
some
yeah.
people I feel like don't want to like deal with confrontation. When I say some people, I'm talking about me. That was the main thing.
But do you feel like that's confrontation?
Um, no, now looking back at it, I don't think so. Like, I think being just upfront is like always the best way to go. But in my mind, sometimes maybe the person I was talking to might would have been like, "You're not going anywhere." Like, so you just wanted to avoid that confrontation.
I
I
get
just
that part.
excused
I think now
myself.
I don't give a fuck at all. I mean, I haven't given a fuck in a long time. But
Hmm.
it's what are you gonna do? Like, someone tells you, "I'm not interested. I'm not interested." You know what I mean? I feel like it's fair enough to just tell them, and then if they don't get it, you just block them. That's it.
Then you could
Like,
block them, right?
you
I
know,
agree with
I
that.
had to do that recently. Um,
You blocked somebody?
bro, when dudes you like, oh, I'm only looking to just chill, whatever, have fun. It is what it is. Cool, right? You establish the grounds,
Right.
and they, you go your own way. It's been long time in between. This is years now in between. Then they show up all of a sudden again, and is you're just not into it, right? It was like
Hmm.
that was back then. It was cool. Um, I'm not looking at you like that now.
Right.
And I didn't say it like that either though. I was still nice.
Hmm.
And because I didn't answer my phone or texts, then you get some interesting voicemails and messages, and then you got to block because you were nice, but they still didn't get the picture. So,
I feel like that deserves a
and
block
then I
as
had a
well.
call the next day from a private number, and I already knew I'm not dumb. So,
Oh my, see, you already knew blocking was the best way
but
to
I don't
go at
answer
that point.
private numbers anyway. So you have fun talking to my voicemail.
Yo,
Um,
that's
but I do feel
crazy.
like it's at least fair as adults just to keep it real, keep it a buck, right? Like I'm not interested or I
Hmm.
don't want that. Um, but yeah, so I gave it a shot. Yo, 1 second. Um, sorry, there. Uh, just lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. Um, yeah, I get kind of interesting people, to say the least, as well as Oh damn, we
He
have
sounds
comments
crazy.
and
First off, let me just say that if
wait,
he
hold on.
he left and came back and was on some, let me send you some. Hi, Joe. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. He hopped on here because we were just talking about you. My daughter
There's
she
a
wanted
feel
to
out
do that
process to see if
boxing.
y'all gonna switch up. Switch up what? My bad. I had this
Wait, I
closed.
can't see they're like going really fast on my screen.
Oh, the ghosted. You be doing the most. Yo, they be doing the most. Who's they though? Who's they? Stop the
Stop
cat.
the cat.
I would love to. Who's front? Please explain now. Now that I see the comments,
What? Stop the
this is
cap.
interesting.
Oh, he getting.
I mean, there's plenty of men that I know that is into pegging. Um, yeah,
There's
Joe, why you
plenty of
ghost?
reasons to go. So, yeah, I would like to know actually.
I ghosted due to the fact that she wasn't hygiene clean. Well, that's a different
Ooh,
story. First of all,
yeah. I feel like that's okay. Like, how do you bring that up to somebody? Like, ma'am, I feel like you need to
if you smell
wash
it through their
down there.
pants, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think I would be ghosting also if that was the case.
Yeah, even to dudes too if they stink. Like, no, sir.
It's awkward
Um,
to tell somebody like you don't smell good.
yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
I
I
don't
can
want to
see that
see.
part of being like, nobody wants to be like, oh, you stink. You know, pegging you belong on bikes, not in men. Sir, don't get me started on this conversation. Because if you haven't really fully explored your sexual side, you really wouldn't know what you're into. But anyways, um,
Pegging.
there's a lot out there. I told her, she said I didn't. I walked out the bar on her. She smelled in the bar?
Nah, that's gross.
Are you dead
Musty.
saying she smelled while she's standing in the bar?
Out of all those people in there, you smelled her?
Nah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. What?
No, that's
Smelling in public is wild.
crazy, nasty work.
Like her punani or like her body itself? I don't understand. I don't know. Um, it is what it is. I mean, people got their reasons, cool, but I feel like if there's no actual reason and you just I'm not interested, just say that.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was recently ghosted for absolutely no reason, and and it was after like I made some posts on Instagram. It still didn't make sense. So 2 + 2 didn't equal 4, and more of a reason why I don't want to date anybody. So
That's crazy.
and
Instagram?
she was a baddie and both. Her punani and her body, nah. I don't
That's
care if
crazy.
I don't care how good she looked. That's craziness.
Nah, bro.
If you're not taking care of your hygiene, that's wild.
Mess around and catch something.
So yeah, that happened, and at that point, you know what I mean. I feel like what happens when I guess like as soon as people see like want to be like, oh, I want to see your social media, blah blah. It's more of like, okay, and I think they or automatically create this perception about me, possibly of like whatever my social media is. But even still, I'm not even like half of these women that are like half naked or in bikini or whatever to really be out there, right? And majority of the comments that I get, I don't even respond to. But I feel like there's always a shift after they're like, "Oh, let me get your IG." I'm like, "Okay,
Hmm.
got it."
Are you saying that like you feel judged based off of what you post?
I think um I don't think it's just what I post. I think seeing like the comments there and then probably thinking
Oh,
like,
the competition?
"Oh, she's probably not honest of like how she not talking to anybody." You know what I mean? Like because I do have a lot of comments even on my TikTok. But
Yeah.
it's like y'all have no idea how much I'll be in this room and don't talk to nobody. You know what I mean? Like just because it's there doesn't mean that I'm entertaining anything. I'm
Yeah,
really
but
like,
then wouldn't you feel like the question is that person secure then? Because that sounds like, I mean, I can understand feeling like, are they? But like for the person to go to that depth of not talking to you or an attitude shift because of seeing the social media, it's kind of like, are you secure then? Because
yeah,
you should be. Because that's pretty much where it starts.
social's the new ID profile. People need to go back to just talking and texting.
Right.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, I think a lot of people just create this perception in their own mind of what they think the person is or what they might be doing or whatever like that, which is untrue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, not that I post every single day, but at the end of the day, even when I started TikTok, it was more of, oh, here could be another income for me. I just need to get up to this amount of followers and then I can start getting paid. Um, Not because I need the attention. You know what I mean? Like half the time I don't
Mm-hmm.
even want to do videos, but I'm like, bro, let me get back to it. Like once I get to 10K, then I can start making some coin if I'm consistent. Um, but I feel
And
like other people don't
business.
look at it that way. They're like, oh, you just want to be all over the internet. Like, no, I don't like that. Anyways, like people know me. It took me a long time to even get comfortable to be even doing that, and
Do it right.
you know what I mean.
First
Uh,
of all, TikTok is a job. Not that I do videos like that, but I was just having this conversation with my daughter the other day because she's like, she watches YouTube and you have your influencers, but these people post every single
yeah,
day, they interact and they make money. So it's
yeah,
possible. Anybody could basically do
yeah.
it
Because
in a
that's the way I
sense.
looked at it once I found out, like, oh, you can make money off your videos, and if they go live and
Mm-hmm.
shit, you just got to be consistent, which is draining,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you got a full time job. Um,
Life,
you know,
when
and
life be lifing.
oh, here I already had that one. Let me ask you this: if the MD setting was unavailable for 72 hours, would the thirst continue, or would it? If the what setting?
What's the MD?
What's that? What's MD? You know what that is?
That's
I'm
what
waiting
was
for the
that?
response. I
Mm.
don't know what MD is. Um, I feel like people really don't believe that I don't answer anything.
I
uh,
feel like it's. I'm telling
I
you,
mean direct
it's.
messenger. I wish I
And
could
so what if
share,
you do?
but
Like,
oh,
oh, messenger.
but this is the funny part. I wish I could share my screen like on here from my phone.
Uh,
Uh, on how many messages there's no response to. And then you get the multiple messages of when you don't respond. Or like I have people complain if I respond dry. And it's not even that. Like I had Joey Bags on here. Shout out to Joey Bags on my first episode. He brought up, he was like, yo, this bitch is so real that when I asked her for something, she texted me back, do you need something? And I was like, I wasn't
ye-
purposely. It's because you hitting me up. All right, so do you need something?
oh my gosh, I see that. But that's perception.
But yeah, it's not like I'm not an asshole, right? It's like I have my close circle, right?
Hmm.
People that are real close to me. I got my little squad or people that I network with, really. That's who I'm going to talk to more. Um Other than that, I don't really entertain anything because it's not um what's the word? It's nothing of my interest. So,
Okay.
and it's not to be, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I think when I really thought about it yesterday. I'm like, maybe that was it, honestly, of like looking at my social media, seeing all this and thinking like, oh, she's cap if she's not talking to any of these people. I'm really not. People talk to themselves in my comments and in the messages. So,
Mm. But again, I'm still going back to what I said. Like, I just feel like even if that was the case and you were, first of all, right, when you first start dating somebody, you talking to somebody, you don't take them serious, maybe
mm-hmm.
you do, but you might be answering some messages, might be flirting here and there, and you figure out
Yeah,
if you want to take that person serious or not. Men do it all the
yeah,
time.
you're right.
So even
I
if
have
that was
every
the
anybody
case,
has
if
every
you
right.
really wanna, exactly, if you really want to get to know the person, that's not really gonna matter. And that person, they if they have the respect for you, they'll cut it off whenever when they see fit.
Yeah,
So
because there's no way you
yeah.
make it an official in a fucking week. No, like you just talking. I mean, whoever does, no, no shade to you, but it's like you're all until you're meeting online, right? Like you really don't know the person until you're like hanging out with them,
Hmm.
chilling with them to really see if that's really them. So,
Hmm.
um,
Especially where we are in now,
so
relationships are so different.
ignorance is bliss. I tell you. Uh, and then I think that I honestly feel like it's not fair that people would get upset if you're not responding. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I'll be nice. Like if I get a message like, "Oh, have a great day," I'm like, "Have a great day too." You know.
Hmm.
But I think when they're looking for a conversation,
Tasha, sorry, just give me 1 second.
yeah, no problem. So did that answer your question? To who asked me that? Maybe
No.
not. I don't know. Anyone else listening, you can chime in with your thoughts. Um,
Can you see the people that's on here?
I don't know. He never
Maybe
responded.
people.
So,
Oh.
um, yeah. So that's my little rant for a Friday. Um, I usually have like confessions or some submissions, but I don't. But I'm about to get into shoot your shot segment, where I read all the messages that I don't respond to, and we're gonna rate them. Let me get to it. Uh, let's see.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I just thought about something. So like this is of guys that have hit you up and you don't answer to.
that I never answer to.
All right, so let me ask you a question. If you see somebody you like, how
Hmm.
how do you normally shoot your shot? How would you say that you do that? Does it depend on the
How
person?
I shoot
Do
my
you
shot or
have the
them?
same? Yeah, you.
Me?
Yeah. Or
Um,
do you shoot your
I don't.
shot?
I hardly ever send the first message. I'm trying to remember. Did I ever send? So there was one time. Uh, this is probably like this is a minute ago.
Hmm.
When because I'm not really this about me. I'm not a fan of dating apps like that. So I'll have
Yeah.
them delete them, bring them back, delete them. So the one time I was on Bumble for a bit, I came across this person's page, and I was like, "Damn, this man is fine." Oh my god, right? So I sent the message because I'm like, I don't like to be the same like everybody else, and I wrote, "Do you always wake up to the first alarm?" And he responded, "Laugh my ass off. I do, but no one's ever asked me that." And
Right,
then I
because
was
it's
like,
right. It's unique.
yes. And then ever since, like after that message, we
Hmm.
talked nonstop, like best friends, legit. FaceTime,
Oh.
text, calls. Yeah. It was just, like wrong timing, wrong
Yeah, yeah,
timing, right
yeah.
person.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was that.
Hmm.
Uh
Yeah,
but I normally don't send dating apps suck. That's a fact. I hate
I
them, and that's why I just use
agree.
them for content. And my bad, I was like, all good.
Mm, I
um,
agree.
Other than that, I don't think I ever really sent something first
I'm gonna have to
since
agree
saying,
with you. I never did. When I
yeah.
was for that brief moment, um, I didn't. But you know what? It's overwhelming sometimes. Like it's just too much going on, too many hit ups, and you're like, who do you know to really speak to, and who's real? And then you gotta worry about the catfishes, man. I think there was one time I had
Yep.
experience, but you figure it out very early on. So,
Nah, you're right. Uh,
and if you don't,
it's
that's
just,
wild.
it's, it's just odd all around. There's like no in-person interaction anymore. And let me get to this before I get to shoot your shot real quick. The one interaction I had in person, which is a while ago too, was legit on the bus going to the studio, right? Construction worker, tall, all this extra shit. Just sat next to me, started a conversation, and it was great. I was like, wow, this doesn't happen to me. I prefer natural interaction. Sometimes shooting your shot through dating apps can be a hit or miss. Yeah, that's a fact.
Hmm.
Um, Great conversation. We ended up getting off at the same stop. I was like, this is God in my head. And we
Universe.
we get off at a Tim Hortons, and I had some time left still. And he's like, "Oh, let me buy you a coffee and like whatever you want." I was like, "No, you
Mm.
don't have to." He said, "No, I want to." Okay, sir,
Okay.
no
Right.
problem. Um, and we sat and we were talking more, and he's like, "Can I get your number? Like, I think that you're so beautiful. Like, I don't know, there's something about you. Blah blah blah."
Mm.
Next few moments later, I'm like, "Oh well, like, well, how long you been single?" Response: "Well, it's complicated." What the fuck you mean it's
What?
what?
Of
What?
course.
And I said, "What you mean?" "Oh, I'm with somebody, but it's just like up and down." And I said, "And you did all this for what?
What?
For what?"
Yo,
And then
that's
says,
crazy.
"Oh, I can still drive you to the studio if you need to, like my house right." And I was like, "No, it's okay.
Hmm.
Thank you for the coffee." And
Right.
yeah, have a great day.
That's
What was the point?
crazy. He was
What was
comfortable too to do all of that.
all of that? How many
Nah,
other
bruh.
times have you done that?
Right. That's exactly what my thought process was in. Like, did you do this yesterday?
Like you
How many
had
buses did
me.
you take? And how many women did you speak to on the
I mean, I be giving people chances, even if I'm not even attracted to them, because I know like there is nice people out there, and they still are a piece of shit. So it happens. But we got a little bit of time. Let me get into it. If you haven't watched the other shoot your shot segments, you probably want to because they're fucking hilarious, and they rate them and talk their own shit. All right. Let's see. I have to save them so they don't get lost. I got this is missing in my life.
What?
That was the message.
This is missing from my life?
Yeah.
As in you?
Yeah.
This?
hmm
Oh,
What we
that'll
rating
have
that?
a 0. I'm sorry. Absolutely not.
A 0. Oh
Anybody
snap!
else? Because no way.
What you rate? He wrote. Let me see. A negative.
That's what I'm saying. Because there's no way.
Let's see. Hi. You like soccer?
Is that it?
That's legit. I'm not joking.
No. Are we 10?
What the hell? Okay. Um. I like you a lot, baby. Then proceeds to write his number. I'm not gonna say that out loud. Text me.
Not the baby. The first line. That's freaking weird.
Nah, we in
We
pre-K.
pre-K now.
You in this picture is like how you in this picture is like how I like my coffee. So hot and sweet, beautiful. I would like to get to know you. Let's talk. I need a new vibe.
A new vibe.
That was
The
my
rate on
exact
that
thought
one.
too.
Literally. I skipped everything else. You said a new vibe? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it's complicated.
Cause he wanna kick it soccer bars. Stop. Um, you like Jamaican food?
I do, but is that it?
That was the message.
No, come on.
I
Seriously.
can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. Um, who is this gorgeous girl and why aren't we dating it? Can we change it? By the way, the algorithms of this app also suggest that we should meet. What do you suggest?
I wouldn't even answer that one, like, at all.
Negative 1,000. I'm done.
Next, right.
Hey, good morning. How are you? Your beauty definitely caught my eye. I like to get to know you since beauty is only a plus and possibly take you out to dinner or brunch, whichever you prefer.
That one's all right.
What'd you rate
It's
that?
okay. What am I rating it? Out of 10?
Mhm.
A 5.
A 5?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Next is so you're amazingly beautiful, have a huge smile, and look like you have a great vibe. Sign me up to get to know you better and take you out on a fun date night.
Who wrote that? Yeah, I don't know about that one.
That'd be my face every time I open up a new one. There's just nothing stands
No.
out.
And they probably like copy and paste it too. Whichever one bites
That's what it
first.
sound like.
Right?
All right, let me see. Hold on. Damn, where is it? We get to another one.
I wonder if like
I love you.
girls send absolutely not block.
and it's taking over the world. Bro, it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Mi amor.
What?
Mi amor. Like my love in Spanish.
No. It's the same thing.
That's the only message. And let me see. That's it for this week.
That's wild. And they were all terrible.
Actually, they're not as bad as the other 2 weeks because the other 2 weeks was crazy. One of them was like something about polar bears break the ice. How are you?
Oh, do you know how much a polar bear weighs?
Yeah.
Enough
And then
to
another
break
one
the
wrote
ice.
me, your hand look heavy. Can I hold it?
You say hair?
Hand. Your hand
Hand?
look heavy, so can I hold it?
Nah, bro. Mm-mm.
I got shit like that.
I feel like that would be something cute you would say to somebody you actually
If
dating.
you together.
Yeah, like that's not even something.
Not the first message.
Yeah.
Men, please, can we do better? But can we please do better? Can we do better? Because
Yeah.
that's not it.
Good.
But that's this week for Shoot Your Shot segment. If you got any crazy DMs that you don't respond to, send it to me. I'll expose them because we exposed them out here. And I'm gonna bring back confessions next week. So I'll
I'm not
post up
gonna
on my
lie.
Instagram on China_doll_27. They are anonymous, so I don't get to see your name. And you can send me any anonymous messages, stuff that you've done in your life and you haven't got off your chest, and we'll talk about it. And I'll give you some advice because the first confessions was pretty spicy. When we went over those, so
Yes, that sounds like tea.
yo, there was one. If I remember off the top of my head was they were at a church party in the basement, got a little tipsy, had sex in the fridge. Cousin held the door for them.
You said church?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
I was just like, I
that's a
got
story
questions
you
about
take
the
to-
cousin though.
Right? I was gonna say the cousin was holding the door. What did that look like? That's interesting.
That's what I wanted to know.
God
I
was
needed
watching.
detail.
Lord.
And the cousin watched. Yep. Yeah, he was on the episode with me. I had questions like which way were they turning? How long they hold it for? You know what I mean? Yeah.
And they was listening to
You got
like
interesting, spicy stuff on Fridays with me at 8 p.m. Subscribe to the page, share it, and we'll tune in next week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Meg, for hopping on with me.
Of course.
Happy birthday again.
Thank you. We turning up tomorrow.
The big
I might
3-0.
not know my name.
What was that?
Lies. I said we turn up tomorrow. I might not know my name.
Turn up tomorrow. Oh yeah, I'm ready, girl. I'm ready. I wanted to go do my hair today, but then it was freaking raining the whole entire time on the walk there. Tight.
Same here.
Tomorrow shows sunny though.
Curly. Oh, nice. That's what I was thinking about. That I'm like, is it gonna rain tomorrow? Because I will suck.
No, it shows sunny and like 80 something. So I'm like, that's gonna be good then. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect weather.
Yeah. You can follow me on all my socials at China_doll_27, Instagram and TikTok. If you're not following our TV page, you can do so as well. Link in my bio. Also, shout out to Cortez. Bodega merch. You can find all his merch on his Instagram in the bio. And I had the Murder Ave one on yesterday. Pretty fire. And that's about it. Any questions you want to ask me, message me and I'll answer them on here. I'm not afraid to get too personal, so don't be afraid to ask me whatever you like. And everyone have a great Friday night. Safe night. No drinking and driving. And I'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.